Good morning, grade 7 students. I hope everyone is safe and sound because today marks the first Valenzuela Facebook Live for the 4th grading period. Before anything else, please do remember these few reminders. First, make sure to stay in a place that is free from noise and distractions. Second, please do bring with you your module, your notebook, and pen for you to do some note-taking. Third, do not forget to participate actively when the teacher asks questions. Write your answers on the comment section. Fourth, do not forget to enjoy learning to gain knowledge because you are the one who will build your own dreams. So, do not just sit and watch. Please do listen, gain knowledge, and build your own dreams. For today's most essential learning competency, you need to demonstrate how places on Earth may be located using a coordinate system. And for the target subtasks, we have to identify important imaginary lines in the globe and map used in locating places. Second, describe the lines of latitude and lines of longitude. By any chance, do you still remember our teacher explorer? She wore a pink shirt and short and a purple backpack. Can you tell me whose cartoon character is she portraying? If you do, type your answer on the comment section. So, you're right. She portrayed as Dora the Explorer. Since Dora loves to explore different places and go to other places, what does she use to identify the place she's going to? Very good! That is what we call the map. Now, let's ask the map to sing his song every time Dora needs him. As what the map had sung, what is the purpose of using a map?
If there's a place you gotta go, I'm the one you need to know. I'm the map.
This is an excerpt from the song. So, map is what we need when we want to go somewhere, or just what we use to locate places. Here is a table showing additional features and description of a map. Map implies a diagram of an entire area of Earth or a part of it, drawn on a flat surface on the basis of scales. However, it is not possible to flatten the circular shape exactly. And the map is presented in two-dimensional. It is drawn as straight lines, or the latitude and the longitude is drawn as straight lines. And the Earth, for the map, is whole or a part of Earth is represented. And the information that is given has a large number, or it shows a large number of information. In addition, we have several types of maps, and these are the following. We have a physical map. Next, we have the political map. The third one, we have the thematic map. Physical map, it is a type of map which shows natural attributes of Earth like the mountain, plateau, oceans, rivers, etc. While the political map, it is a map in which countries, states, towns, and cities are represented with their political boundaries. And lastly, we have the thematic map, the one that concentrates on specific information like roads, rainfall, distribution of industries, etc. And with these maps, the most common map that we use are the political map and the physical map. In reading a map, you need to know the data on the map and understand its purpose and usage. First, we have the key or the legend. It is a list that explains what does the symbols stand for. We have the compass rose. Compass rose indicates direction. It is the cardinal and intermediate. Next is the cities. It is shown by the dot. Bigger cities can be bigger dots. And the scale bar, it shows a relationship between map measurements and actual distances. And lastly, we have the capitals. It is shown by a star within a circle. Aside from the map, do we have any other tools to locate a specific place? If yes, type the name of this tool in the comment section. You're right! It is known as the globe. What is a globe? A globe is a spherical-shaped miniature form of Earth. It provides a three-dimensional view of the whole world by depicting distances, directions, areas, etc. It represents continents, oceans, and countries in their exact sizes. Since map and globe are both used to locate places, let us see the comparison of the two using the data presented. As what I have mentioned a while ago, map is defined as the graphical representation of an area, land or sea, depicting physical features, while the globe, it is a spherical rounded model of the Earth. Map is presented in two-dimensional, while globe is presented in three-dimensional. Since map and globe are both used to locate places, let us see the comparison of the two using the data presented. As what I have mentioned a while ago, map is defined as the graphical representation of an area, land, or sea, depicting physical features, while globe, it is defined as the spherical rounded model of the Earth. The map is presented in two-dimensional, while the globe is presented in three-dimensional. In terms of latitude and longitude, or the horizontal and vertical lines of this, map is drawn as straight lines, while the globe is drawn as circles and semicircles. And for the Earth, the map presents a whole or a part of Earth, while the globe presents a whole Earth. Regarding the information, map shows large number of information, while the globe, comparatively less information is shown. Latitude and longitude were mentioned during the comparison of the map and the globe. But what are these latitude and longitude? Latitude and longitude are imaginary lines used together to specify the geographical coordinates of a location on Earth. Latitude is also known as parallels, represented by the Greek letter pi. Circle Earth parallel to equator. Measure the distance from north or south of equator. When we say latitude, it goes from 0 to 90 degrees north and south. Longitude. It is also called as meridians. It is represented by the Greek letter lambda. It circles Earth from pole to pole. It measures distances from east or west of starting line, which lies at 0 degrees and is called as the prime meridian. Prime meridian is the line of longitude that runs through Greenwich, England. For us to deeply understand this latitude and longitude, let's compare the two. In terms of direction, latitude is from east to west, parallel to the equator, while longitude from north to south, converging at the poles and widest at the equator. In terms of parallel lines, latitude has parallel lines, while longitude doesn't have. In terms of range, for latitude, we have 0 to 90 degrees north and south, while longitude, 0 to 180 degrees east and west. Denoted by, for latitude, Greek letter pi, while longitude, Greek letter lambda. And in terms of hemisphere, for latitude, all locations along a common latitude fall in the same hemisphere of the Earth, the northern or the southern hemisphere. While the longitude, the locations along a common longitude may be in different hemispheres. In terms of time zone, for the latitude, the locations that share the same latitude do not necessarily fall into the same time zone, while for longitude, all locations on the same longitude fall in the same time zone. For the number of lines, for latitude, it has 180 lines, while for longitude, it has 360 lines. The notable lines for latitude are the equator, the Tropic of Cancer, the Tropic of Capricorn, while for the longitude, we have the Greenwich Meridian. And the applications. For latitude, it classifies the temperature zones, while the longitude, it classifies the time zones. Aside from the latitude and longitude, we also have the Arctic Circle, the Tropic of Cancer, Equator, Tropic of Capricorn, the Antarctic Circle. Let's have the Arctic Circle. It is found 3/4 on the way between the equator and the North Pole. The Tropic of Cancer, it is a parallel line 1/4 of the way from the equator to the North Pole. Equator can be found in the middle of the Earth. Tropic of Capricorn, it is a parallel line 1/4 of the way from the equator to the South Pole. Antarctic Circle lies in the 3/4 of the way from the equator and South Pole. We also have the Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere, North Pole, and South Pole. For the Northern Hemisphere, it is half of the Earth from the equator to the North Pole, while the Southern Hemisphere, half of the Earth from the equator to the South Pole. North Pole, it is the northernmost point of the Earth's axis, commonly known as the Arctic region. South Pole, it is the southernmost point of the Earth's axis, commonly known as the Antarctic continent. Aside from the latitude lines, we also have the longitudinal lines, such as the following. We have the prime meridian, international dateline, and the time zones. For the prime meridian, it is the meridian, a line of longitude, in a geographic coordinate system at which longitude is defined to be 0 degrees and runs through Greenwich, England. While international dateline, it is an imaginary line on Earth's surface defining the boundary between one day and the next, follows a 180 degrees longitude north to south line on the Earth. And lastly, we have the time zones. Time zones, it is a geographic region within which the same standard time is used. Every 15 degrees of longitude is equal to 1 hour. And now, we're going to have some activity. I am going to show you a representation of the Earth, and you're going to label the parts of the globe that are being pointed by the arrow. I will give you 30 seconds to answer that in your notebook. Time's up. Another 30 seconds will be given for numbers 8 to 12. Now, let's check if your answers are correct. For number 1, we have the North Pole. Number 2, we have the South Pole. Number 3, it is the Arctic Circle. 4, the Tropic of Cancer. 5, the Equator. 6, the Tropic of Capricorn. And 7, we have the Antarctic Circle. For numbers 8 to 12, 8, it is the Northern Hemisphere. 9, it is the Southern Hemisphere. 10, it is the latitude. 11, it is the prime meridian. 12 is the longitude. Who got the perfect score? If you do, job well done. So, again, what are the names of the tools that can be used to locate places? It is the map and the globe. How about what are the 3 various types of map? What are the 3 kinds of maps? We have the first is the physical map, the political map, and the thematic map. Does the compass rose have an important use in a map? If yes, why? Yes, because it indicates direction. What about the imaginary lines that can be used together to specify the geographical coordinates of a location on Earth? What do you call these two? It is the latitude and the longitude. Latitude is also known as parallels, and longitude is also now known as the meridians. It is half of the Earth from the equator to the bottom part of the Earth. It is correct. It is the southern hemisphere. How about from the equator up to the top part of the Earth? It is the northern hemisphere. What are the 5 main circles of latitude from the North Pole to the South Pole? First, we have the the Arctic Circle, the Tropic of Cancer, the Equator, the Tropic of Capricorn, and the Antarctic Circle. A longitudinal line that is defined as 0 degrees. It is the prime meridian. How about the longitudinal line that follows a 180-degree longitude north to south line on the Earth? It is the international date line. And for the additional information, a negative latitude means south of the equator, and a negative longitude means west of the prime meridian. So, for your assignment, please answer the following activities in your module. Week 1, Day 1, Activity 1, entitled as The Difference Between Globe and Map. Week 1, Day 2, Activity 4.2, entitled as Lines of Latitude. And Week 1, Day 3, Activity 4.3, Lines of Longitude and Time. Thank you so much. And please, do not forget to enjoy learning, to gain knowledge, because you are the one who will build your own future. Goodbye and have a nice day.